Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And if you guys remember what we did in the last episodes, that we're now displaying here the item, let's say rare or common or epic. So what I had planned for this tutorial today was to do the stacking thing. So if you have, like, say 4 apples per slot, you should separate in 4 here. Also option to add splitting. Those are not complicated, they're just very time consuming to add, so I'm probably going to move forward. I'm going to go with the saving system, and then maybe we can implement this in future lessons. I just want to get this inventory system up to a point where it has all the useful information for you to use it. What we need to do here to be able to save this information here, of course, is that we need to add, I would say, a button to save, right? Somewhere here. But what I'm going to do, instead of adding a button to save, I'm just going to call that using, I'm just going to create the method, because what I would like to do here is making the saving automatic, right? I don't want to have a button here. So I would like to add the saving here somewhere else. So yeah, let's just create the saving data here. So what we have here is, I'm just going to close that. And when I open up here, let's say the player, right? On the player here, we have an object called save. I think we get save. You get player save game. Okay, so we can use this information to save the inventory information. Let me just go back here to the master RPG inventory. We're gonna open up here not the blueprints. We're gonna open up here this PPC inventory, and then in here, I'm gonna create a new folder, and I'm going to call this save object, right? Now the save object, I'm going to create a blueprint, and this is going to come from the save game, and I am going to call this BP master inventory save. All right, now we're going to have this information. And here we need to decide what we are saving. And I think we could just save the whole inventory. We can just save this whole data here. And that is just called st inventory. So what we can do is that we can create here a st, or just call inventory. And we're going to call this st inventory. That's all we got to save, because it should have all the data. Make sure that's public. That's everything that we need to do for this. Now I'm going to create a new graph. I'm going to call this save game, right? And I'm going to create here a custom event. And the save games, they only run on the client. So this needs to be runs on the client, right? And what we're going to do here is that we're going to call this API save inventory. And this is going to be called client. So we're going to implement on the client. And also we need to create another one, which is going to be called API load inventory, save. And then also is going to be client. All right. Nice. So every time we call this, what we're going to do is that we're going to create a save game. The save game that we want to create here is the BP master inventory save, right? And basically what you need to do is that set inventory, and the items that you want to set is that, right? And then after, what you want to do is just, we want to create a save game, and you want to save game on 2 slot, right? The game. So this needs, this needs to be this structure. Now we need to define what is the slot name. So what I'm going to do here is that I am going to basically create a new variable called save slot name. And this is going to be, let's say, a string. I am going to make sure this is public. I'm gonna put this inside inventory, and I'm just gonna put a default value of RPG01. So this will be dynamic, okay? But what I would like to do here is that on the inventory start here, when we start it, we can pass, we can tell to start here. So what we can do is that we can just do this information, right? And we pass it right there, we plug it right here, and then we plug it right there. So we can tell the engine to start this. So in this way, we know that we can load from this inventory. So the save game, it's kind of sorted. Now we just need to go back here to the save game slot, plug in this one right there. And then basically, if we want to load the data, all we gotta do here is just load save game, right? Load here. Actually, we need to load asynchronously. Load async save game. This one. The one we're looking for is that information. Then what we need to do is that cast to BP master inventory save. Then from that we can get the inventory, and basically what we can do is just that we set this information here. Nice. Now here we just control this, the save, and controls the load. Oh yeah, this needs to be running on the client. Runs on the server, runs on the client. Okay, now what we need to do here is that I think when we first start the widget, right? Where is it? On the graph, we have construction, item, equip. No, this is the player. So if I go back, no, that's the right place. Override. Where is this? Player, inventory. No, that's the wrong. I'm just looking for the place where we are calling the BPC master. So I think it's on the player. It was on the player, but I think we just need to. There you go. I don't know why it was hiding those events, but anyway, on the event graph now we call the we call the load. Or is that done on the controller? That's done on the controller, right? Yes. Okay. That is done here on the controller. So if you open up here the BP master modular character. Oh no, sorry. I am getting confused. What I want here is the controller. Yes. Because the controller is not set right there. Anyway, here, right? We call the BPC start main inventory on client, right? So we have that information already set up, which is great. Now we need to basically get the player save game, right? And the way we get it is by getting from the game instance. So we get here the prefix. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go back right there here, right? And on the, I'm just gonna paste it, and I am gonna press, I'm just gonna do a print, right? And I want to see what is the prefix. I think right now it should be null. That, you see, is null. But if you go here to the master character, and then you open up character creation, and we're going to open up the main menu and press play, right? Now, if I play, let's say with this character and press play, we have the RPG01. So that will work for us, okay? So for now, what we can actually do here is that try to do it manually, right? So on the play here, what you gotta do is just you connect to these things right there, and that's fine. And now we need to basically test if this thing is actually, let's say, working. So what we are going to do here is we're going to close that, we're going to close this, we're going to close that, and I'm going to close that information right here, right? And what we are going to do here is that we need to see if the items, they are saved first. So we're going to go back to the event graph. So when the inventory starts, right, we're just going to add a delay, and we're going to add, let's say, 5 seconds. And we're going to add here a print, and we're going to call this save game, right? And here we're going to call the API save, right? And because this item slot here is undefined for now, I'm just going to call this RPG test, and let's see what's going to happen. So I'm going to press play. Sorry, not on this map. I just want to test on the third person maps. I just want to test it right here. So if I press play, so I'm going to get some items. Now after we should see save game. Okay, so the game in theory should be saved. And the way we can test it is just by going to the project. We open up here the project itself. We're going to go back to the RPG, save. We go to save games, and now we should see RPG test, and we have data there, which is good. So we have the data and everything saved. Now to test if this thing is loading properly, I am just gonna add a delay, and instead of doing this, I'm gonna call the API load client, right? And then here I'm gonna call the API reload inventory. Let's see. So after 5 seconds, we should see if that it's save game. So it should be actually loading the data. Just come in there, event graph. So let's see what's this doing. So we get in there. Of course, we need to do on complete. That is the problem. And I'm just gonna do here print hello. Let's see if that works. To be honest, I don't need to wait 2 seconds. 5 seconds, just gonna add 1. Very quick. Hello. And as you can see here, now the items are loading properly, which means that everything it's kind of working. Now the next challenge that we have to do here is that if I save an item that was equipped, when it loads, we need to make sure those items are equipped. And the way you can actually do that is, I'm just gonna try here first to API save the inventory, right? And I'm just gonna add these to, let's say, 5. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just grab a couple of items. I'm gonna equip this and that. So at least this, I'm gonna try to be quicker. It's gonna add 10 seconds, press play. I'm just trying to do a crazy thing. So I'm gonna add and add. Now we should see the save some point. So now we're playing with the character and save game. Great. Then after we just call the load, and we're gonna add this to, let's say, 2, right? Now what happened is that when we load the items, what we let's say gotta do here, right, is that we need to get our inventory. We're gonna break, and we're gonna do for each on the items itself. And what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna do break, right? And we're gonna also break here. And what I would like to do here is that make sure the item is equipped. So we're gonna create a branch. So in this case, if the item was equipped, right, what we would like to do is just call the API use, and this is going to run with the client. We need to know the slot ID, and the reason why we know is just that we get from here. And I have a good feeling that this is going to work. You see, now the items are loaded properly. And to be honest, guys, that's pretty much what we need to do. That's how you load and save the inventory games. I was thinking it was going to be complicated, but honestly, we abstracted this inventory so much that this is a joy to work. Honestly, it's really cool to add new items here. And now I would just recommend it here, load the inventory items. And here basically we can call this save inventory items. And that is pretty much everything that I wanted to cover on this tutorial series. Right now, you have all the knowledge to basically equip items, save items. All you got to do now is just that using previous lesson is that you just need to be able to come in here and call the save inventory when you want. And one cool thing here that we can do here as well, it's just this. I'm just like thinking out loud. Is basically this, right? So what we can do here is that we can call the API save, right? Not load, sorry. I want to call the API save inventory. And I just want to show like how powerful is this thing here. So let's say after 10 seconds, we save the game, right? So now we can go here on the third person, sorry, not on the third person, but on the master, this. And we're going to go back to the character creator and we're going to play on the main menu. So let's just delete those characters. By the way, this tutorial is also available, how to create this. So we're going to go back here. We're going to create here, let's say, Mario. And the beard, skin color, whatever, doesn't matter. We change here and we're going to press play. Now I'm going to play with this guy. I'm going to get a couple of items. And now it's going to save. So look at the screen and it should save any minute by now, right? Save game, you see? Now if I press play here, so if I go back, I don't know why, I'm going to add test. So if I press play with this test, I'm just going to get the item here. I'm going to equip the item. So I have everything equipped, which is fine. And you can see the character also affect here, but also now the character is saved, which is good. So if I go back right there, oh yeah, I noticed one thing. One bug that we have to figure out here. So on the Unreal Engine here, I noticed that saved games, it creates, so we need to add a prefix. I really, sorry for this guys, I forgot about this, which is basically on here, the slot name. And we're gonna call this save slot prefix. Because the way Unreal Engine works is based on prefix. So this is gonna be private. And realistically, it will never change. We're going to call this master inventory, right? And what we're going to do here is that it's just that when we load, we're going to append the prefix. So this is going to be called master inventory. The reason why is that because this may conflict with the other one. So now when we load, we just need to do this, and when we save, and I am pretty confident that this is going to work with no problem. So I'm going to go back here, I'm going to create a user, right? And I'm going to add a color, I'm going to play with the character. Now I'm going to equip some items. So I'm going to get here the use and that, and also I'm going to get the sword. Now we should see saving any point by now. So save game. Now let's check the folder. So we have here RPG01 and master inventory. So there are two different things. Okay. Now we can go back to our inventory here, and I can go back to here and I can rewire this thing to basically load the data after 10 seconds. I'm just going to change this to put like 5 because I'm just loading the information. All right. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to play with that character. And if we wait 5 seconds, we should see the items that we equipped. And also, if you look at here, look at that. We got all the items that we got previously, which means that we have, look how cool is these things that we got here. You guys have a full modular character. You have items that you can equip with this amazing inventory. Basically, we kind of have a half a game prepared here. So I just want to thank you very much for you guys to watch this and to be, you know, part of the series. If you like this series, you know, if you like, just, you know, comment. It helps a lot. Also to give you feedback for things that you like to see here. Also, I want to say that this tutorial will be an evolving one, so I'm probably going to revisit this in the future. I just want to say that this concludes our inventory series. I know there's a lot of things here to do, but I just want to give you guys the basic tools to do this. As usual, this will be available to download it in the devrealm.com, both the start and the end project. And also, I'm going to leave on the store as well in case you want to just download it here. And, you know, feel free to use this on Unreal Engine projects. And yeah, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you guys liked this system. Let me know what you think about if there's anything missing, anything you want to cover. And yeah, so happy programming, guys. And I see you in the next lesson.